as I'm sure you know, Sims 4 for Rent is out and I am so excited for it. We're going to be doing a brand new video where Lee here takes over again, but here's the catch. We're going to be doing Naughty or Nice Landlord Edition, where Lee has a certain amount of time to be a good landlord and a certain amount of time to be a bad landlord. And we'll just see what kind of chaos unfolds. But to get ready for that, we need to build the actual apartment complex where this is going to take place. Now, it's worth noting that at the time of recording, today is technically the day before the pack comes out. And as such, I actually don't have access to it yet. So what I did was I picked a 20 by 30 lot in New Crest, and we're going to be building it here, but we'll move it over to the New World tomorrow, and we'll update it with anything new that we don't have access to today. Now, here's the way this is going to work. Basically, Lee here is in control of everything. It is up to her whether she wants to design a typical apartment block or maybe a duplex or a triplex, if that's a thing. Everything from the style to the decorations to the shared spaces to the private spaces, everything is going to be completely up to her. I'm just here to make the magic happen. Let's dive in. How you doing today? Are you excited for this build?
Hey there, party people. I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, I'm so glad
Riding
to hear
the
that.
high of a double shot espresso and dreams of virtual real
Oh,
estate.
wow.
Excited? Honey, I'm practically buzzing.
Yeah.
This is going to be more fun than a goat in a bouncy castle.
It's going to be
Let's
so
get
good.
building.
All right, let's do it, Lee. So we're now on our plot. We have an empty land and the entire world ahead of us. What would you like to do?
All right, Ash, picture this.
Okay.
A sleek modern complex with a hint of industrial chic, think exposed beams and brick accents.
I like it.
Let's aim for 3 units.
Okay.
Keeps it exclusive and easier to manage. Up top, a swanky penthouse with a rooftop garden for our high-rolling Sims.
Okay.
Give it a full 5-star vibe.
Will do.
Middle floor, a cozy 3-star family-friendly unit. Spacious enough for a Sim family and their inevitable drama.
Okay.
Ground floor, a 2-star artsy studio for the bohemian types.
Ooh.
Overflowing with character and maybe
Okay.
a little clutter.
Sounds good.
And for the pièce de résistance, my pad in the basement.
Oh,
Because
okay.
let's face it,
The basement.
someone has to keep an eye on the chaos.
Okay.
Might as well be me. Shared space, a communal gym/lounge.
Okay.
For those look at me, I work out Instagram moments. How's that for a vision?
I like it. Okay, couple of questions here. So do you want a gym/lounge in the same room or 2 separate areas for that? Also, what floor would you like the shared space to be in? Would you like any other communal spaces as well, or just those 2?
Gym lounge combo is the way to go.
Okay.
Multifunctional, like a Swiss Army knife, but for muscles and chill.
Will do.
Put it on the ground floor. Easy access for everyone and a sneaky way to show off the amenities.
All right.
Plus, a communal laundry room, because nothing screams community like fighting over who left their socks in the dryer. And maybe a little outdoor BBQ patio area.
Okay, that sounds
because,
cute.
you know, Sims got a grill.
They do. All right, now for the exterior. You mentioned you want it to be modern and industrial with some brick accents. Do you have any more details that would be helpful for designing the exterior of the building in terms of what you want it to look like and what you want it to have other than a barbecue area?
Let's go with a mix of sleek, dark paneling and those warm brick tones to keep it inviting.
Okay.
Large windows are a must. Let's flood those spaces with natural light and maybe give the nosy neighbors something to talk about.
I love it.
A balcony for each unit because everyone deserves their own slice of outdoor heaven.
Okay.
Even if it's just to grow an army of potted plants.
Sounds good.
Oh, and let's not forget some greenery on the outside.
Okay.
Climbing ivy or something.
Oh, sounds
Keep
cute.
it looking fresh and hiding any questionable design choices I might make.
Okay.
Just kidding. Or am I?
Oh,
Kappa.
you totally got this, Lee. I believe in you. All right, let's get started with the outside. I know we don't fully know how many rooms of everything yet, but we'll just kind of like start with the size and then we'll adjust from there. So let's get started with the exterior and we'll be back here to figure out what she wants next. All right, so in terms of the exterior, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of industrial and modern is blocky. So that's what we started with. I did struggle a little bit with creating a shape that I thought wouldn't be too boring. So once we started with the rectangle, I really just thought, like, let's just add things to it and hopefully give it some shape and dimension. As you can see here, we added a balcony on the bottom floor as well as on that middle floor there. It's almost a wraparound. I mean, I guess that kind of counts as one. Then doing some brickwork, we experimented a little bit with that. And then I was very excited because, well, I looked up some inspiration and I realized that this would be the perfect opportunity to use some of these eco windows as well as the Moschino windows, which just happened to be two of my favorite types of windows in the entire game. So very excited to use those. Then before I got too carried away, I went ahead and just kind of created the overall shape for the upstairs area, including a little bit of an entryway. And like I said before, I wanted to work on really mixing up the shape of the rectangle and making it as interesting as possible. So I played around a little bit by just adding things, and I came up with this little stair-stepping kind of shape that I thought would be kind of fun and just make it a little bit of artwork on this side. It definitely looks better. You'll see as I kind of flesh them out with windows, it definitely starts to really take shape here. And I really went all out with the window art here, as you can tell. I got very excited about using these, and there's so many different shapes that I really, really love, and thought this was going to be the perfect build for them. So we really kind of went all out and explored those. And then we went and added 3 more balconies on the back, one for each floor. The ground floor balcony actually doesn't connect to the studio apartment, which you'll see in a minute here. That one's going to be for the shared area. So you'll see how all that works out in the end. Then we added some more indents for the back doors and went upstairs to this rooftop garden. I really just decided to just kind of plop down a bunch of different garden plots that they can work on if they want to. Got a couple of vertical gardens, couple of beehives. That's definitely a thing, and a little bench to hang out, and added some fake grass up there. And back here, I added this little path around to what's going to be the barbecue area, which is done off of this actual video itself, but still, that's going to be where that is back there and kind of like the backyard area. Then working on the front greenery here, this was a little bit of a struggle. I actually cut a lot of this out, but we kind of started this with this very full greenery and then adding some on the side you can see here, but I didn't really love that. So we scrapped a lot of that in the end. You'll see the stuff on the side still, but at the end we scrapped it and just added this basic trellis stuff. So yeah, in the end, I'm happy. Okay, Lee, now the exterior of the building is all done. We've got that brick you've asked for. It's got that industrial, modern vibe that you wanted. So now we're going to start with the ground floor. So what I've done was I split it in half so that we have a good amount of space for the community areas, which we'll get to shortly, and also for that artsy studio apartment. Now, let's start with the artsy studio apartment. Can you explain a little bit more what you're looking for there in terms of like how many rooms? Is it just going to be the studio area with like a kitchen and a bathroom, or is it going to be something more than that or less than that? And then also in terms of just the overall vibe and what kind of like aesthetic and decor you want to go for.
Picture this. One large open space, no walls to stifle our Sims creative flow, just areas defined by rugs or a cheeky bookshelf divider.
Okay.
We need a kitchenette that's as compact as my patience on a Monday morning, and a bathroom that screams, I'm artsy, but I also like a good shower.
All right.
Aesthetically, give me boho chic meets thrift store wonderland.
All right.
Lots of eclectic, colorful pieces that look like they've got a story or two to tell.
Okay.
And plants, Ash. It's not artsy if you're not worried about knocking over at least 3 plants while doing yoga.
That makes sense. Okay, one quick question on that. All of that sounds wonderful. However, you said no walls. Does that include the bathroom, or can we do the walls for the bathroom?
Oh, honey, unless our Sims are auditioning for the most uninhibited Sim in Sim City. Let's give the bathroom walls.
Okay, thank you.
Full coverage,
Good.
floor to ceiling.
Okay,
we're
sounds
artsy,
good.
not uncivilized.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Maybe throw in some frosted glass if we're feeling fancy.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's get that apartment going and we'll reconvene from there. So for this bohemian artsy studio apartment, this is meant to be kind of the cheapest option here. I did want something a little bit run down, so we started with this old wallpaper and I really liked it, but it didn't really fit the vibe I ended up kind of going for, so I went back to white wallpaper. You'll kind of notice as we go through these that most of these apartments do actually have white wallpaper, and the biggest reason for that is it just makes sense for rentals. I feel like that's the most common thing. But yeah, overall the vibe for this, I did want to keep most of the apartments kind of clutter free, just because they again are rentals. They shouldn't be super personalized, but being that this is like an artsy bohemian style, really I just think clutter, filling things up with plants and different little objects. So we threw some of those in there. We have this little kitchenette here, which I was trying to make as small as possible, but still fully usable. And I didn't use the cheapest stove and fridge, which I probably should have, but I really, really love these. And I feel like they fit the vibe really well. I really wanted this circle table here, but I just didn't think it was going to end up working. So we just end up putting a rectangle table there, which I don't super love, but at least it's functional. So that'll work. And ended up putting a window there for a little bit more light. And we have this little TV stand from the tiny house living and a little couch, make it all yellow and green, lots of different bright colors. And then might make this super cute little bright bathroom as well. All in all, I'm really happy with the way that this studio apartment turned out. I think it has everything and is really cute and fun. All right, Lee, the artsy studio apartment is now finished. So the next one is the family apartment on the second floor. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Let's make it cozy but functional.
Okay.
2 bedrooms, one for the rents, and another with bunk beds for the kiddos.
Okay, sounds
One
good.
shared bathroom because let's face it,
Okay.
sharing builds character and morning schedules.
All right.
I'm thinking a combined living and dining space.
All right.
Gotta have that family board game area.
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen should be user-friendly.
All right.
We'll leave the experimental cooking to the studio artists downstairs.
Fair enough.
Theme-wise, let's keep it warm and inviting with a splash of controlled chaos decor.
Okay.
Think modern home with a playful touch,
I like
where you
it.
can almost hear the faint echoes of "Don't make me turn this sim house around." And of course,
So
if there's room,
contemporary?
a small area for a goat-themed decor because, well, you know me.
I do know you, Lee. I don't know if there's any goat themed decor in the game, but we'll see about that. So I think I have an idea for how I want this to go, especially because if you look over here, we have this big balcony. This could be really nice maybe for the master to have access to that balcony. So we'll work on doing that because the door is right here. So we'll probably put the master over here. And then I'm thinking maybe the kids' room can go over here and we'll figure out a nice place to put the bathroom. I don't know. Let's play around with it. For the family apartment up here, I figured that 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom would be perfect amount of rooms for this space. But the biggest challenge I honestly had was this kitchen. I thought that this location would be really good. I don't know, in hindsight, maybe there would have been a better one, but I decided to plop it here. And I was looking to do something kind of contemporary, but also, I don't know, just not super fancy or anything. I wanted this to be very much like mid-level apartment. As you can see here, I went and actually added another little cutout because I thought that would be a kind of nice space to get a big old window. My idea was to try to get a kitchen table in there because it felt very like, I don't know, I just feel like it's very like family style to have a kitchen table and a formal dining room table, even if the dining room is out in the main area. And so that's what I was trying to do here. I end up actually completely changing this kitchen once we had access to the pack. So you'll be able to see that in the new video. We did actually completely change it to some of the new stuff. So don't worry too much about that one. In terms of the master here, you see I have that little space next to the staircase in front of the house that I wasn't really sure what to do with at first. I kind of thought it could be like a Jack and Jill bathroom, but it was going to be way too small for that. Then I thought, well, it'd be kind of be like a hotel where there's like a connecting door between the 2 rooms, but that didn't really make sense. So we end up cutting out that area and really just kind of making it like a impromptu closet. I don't know. It's like a kind of a weird space, but it kind of makes sense for a rental, honestly. As you can see here, I tried to play with the actual closet, but it cut out that light. So I just kind of put something in there for now. And then we put in a little fireplace, and I wanted this to be a little bit of a home office as well, a place where people could work inside the master room. So we added a little bit of a desk and one of the cheaper laptops in there. And for the kids' room, now this one was a little bit tough because, of course, we don't really know what age of kids we're planning for. We want it to be able to even fit an adult if they want to. So we used that bunk bed that has both the queen bed as well as the bunk bed on top, and added a desk for homework, and really just kind of plopped in some different toys, different like fun kid-friendly decorations in here. As you can see, definitely is designed for kids, but it was kind of tough to do it without really knowing what age they were going to be. So we don't actually have like a crib in here, but that's probably the only thing that they would need to add. So otherwise, it's pretty much set up for kids. Then out here we have the dining room, and you'll see that the layout for this is actually kind of opposite of what the penthouse ends up being upstairs. And we kind of continue with this yellow theme. And I think it's kind of funny because you'll see once we get to the living room, there's just so much yellow that I kind of brought in from the guest room or the kids' room that I didn't really end up meaning to do, but it kind of worked out really well. So we come in here, we start messing around. We changed out the layout of the office area of the master bedroom so that we have a little bit of room for this living room. It is a little bit crammed in the corner here. So I think that maybe this whole layout could be reworked, maybe to do the opposite. I just kind of wanted the dining room closer to the kitchen, but I think this ends up really well. It's really nice and cozy. If it's a small family, it'll still work. And added in that brick as you saw there. And then for the bathroom, I wanted to make sure it was double vanity because even if there's only one, I wanted there to be two different people who could, get ready at the same time. So there we go. All right, Lee, the second floor apartment for the family is now complete. What do you think?
I'm digging it like a goat digs up a garden.
Thank you.
It's got the vibes of a family board game night with a hint of, where did the kids hide the remote this time? If this were a real estate listing, it'd say, charmingly lived in with a potential for hide-and-seek excellence.
Yeah, I guess.
We good?
Sure.
Or do I hear a faint cry for more goat artwork in the background?
Yeah, I think we are all good. It's now time for the final part of this apartment build. I'll go ahead and take care of the basement and the shared rooms myself. In terms of the penthouse, what would you like to do?
Oh, the penthouse, where the Sims' dreams soar as high as the rent. Let's go with 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
1 master suite and a guest room that doubles as an office space.
Okay.
2 bathrooms because penthouse dwellers don't queue.
Makes sense.
For the vibe, think urban oasis.
All right.
Sleek, modern, with tech up the wazoo, and an open floor plan that says, I've made it, and I can do a cartwheel in my living room.
Okay.
Balcony should be a mini getaway.
All right.
Think cozy loungers and a space for yoga or meditation,
I like it.
for those Sims who like to in the fresh air. And don't forget, a place for goats.
Obviously.
Guests to gaze at the city lights. For the rooftop, party central, BBQ grill, hot tub, and space to strut like you're in a music video.
Great.
The aesthetic is contemporary luxury
garden.
with a touch of, yes, that's an original painting by Simcasso.
Perfect.
And for my room, just toss in a goat plushie. I'm simple like that.
Oh, are you? Okay, cool. In terms of the rooftop, she said she wanted to make it a party area. I think we're going to do the barbecue and stuff down here. So why don't we just add the hot tub down here as well, and we'll just have both. Unless we have room for it, maybe we could put it up here, but it doesn't really fit the vibe. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started on the penthouse apartment. So let's dive in. So for this penthouse, I really wanted to do a different layout than what we did downstairs because I know they're apartments, but I still wanted each one to have their own unique layout and flavor. Plus we have an additional bathroom to fit in. So I wanted there to be one bathroom that was accessible to anybody in the apartment in case they had people over, but then was also the guest bathroom, plus have the, of course, ensuite master bathroom. So I think we did a pretty good job with this. We ended up with this little hallway area that you'll kind of see in a minute. Now, I will say here, unfortunately, there was a little bit of an error in terms of my recording, and I accidentally paused for way too long and didn't realize that I wasn't recording like half of the decorating of this house. So you'll kind of see as we're decorating this is the master bedroom. It is a little bit small, but again, the building itself is a bit small. If I were to do this differently, I would probably find a way to make this a little bit bigger, but still it ends up working out okay. This is the master bedroom, and we're working on the master bathroom as well. So you can see that we have a little bit of a galley style kitchen by the entryway door over there on the right that I think is really kind of fun. We've got some bricks in there. It's really cute. I don't know. I think it's homey. And then we do have the guest room and / home office on the other side in the same area where we put the kitchen in the downstairs apartment. So that's over there. And then we have this little hallway area. So you can kind of tell how it's formatted. And then you can get a glimpse of what we have out here because I added this bar. This is the little living room area, which is where I ended up putting the dining room downstairs. So you can see it's a little bit flip-flopped. But I think this works out really nicely. I think it looks sufficiently different from the downstairs apartment, and modern, but still, you know, it's an apartment. It's not a home. It's not a condo. It's an apartment. So there we go. Okay, Lee, the penthouse apartment is now all done. What do you think?
It's like if sophistication and a tech magazine had a love child who was into yoga.
Yay!
The place screams, I casually invest in cryptocurrency, and yes, I do know the best vintage wine bars.
Kind of, yeah.
We've practically built the sim version of a high-end retreat that doubles as a geek paradise. Now, let's just wait for the simfluencers to start snapping selfies on that rooftop.
We'll do it.
But seriously, where do we sign up to live there? Or at least crash a party? Kappa.
We are not going to live there, but we will be renting it out to people. So it's kind of the same thing. All right, well, it looks like the apartment is almost complete, which honestly, I'm so excited to use it. I'm so excited to start playing in it. I can't wait to see what happens. We'll finish the community spaces as well as Lee's apartment in the basement off screen. You can see the full apartment in all of its glory in the next video, which is the full playthrough. I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to see what kind of chaos ensues from this.
Let's make some renters' dreams come true. And some, well, not so much.
Yeah, that's gonna wrap up this build video. If you like what you saw, please like the video and subscribe to see even more Ash and Lee chaos. And stay tuned for what happens when we let AI become both the worst and the best landlord you've ever seen.